Does a narcissist know that he's wrong? Like, he always tells you that he's right. He won't admit that he's wrong. And it seems like it's a never ending battle to get to a simple conclusion that he made a mistake, that he didn't do something he said he was going to do, or that he hurt you. Like, does he actually acknowledge? Does he actually know that he's wrong? For me, inside our relationship, and over the past several years, when I was abusive, when I was cheating, when I was lying, when I was just full blown narcissistic in all aspects, I wouldn't say I was wrong. The words wouldn't come out of my mouth. It felt like physically that like you could feel them like coming out, but then they just stop. It had like a block. Be like, I'd rather just throw up or pass out or run away or rage out. I'd rather do anything than actually say I was wrong. There's this piece of like accountability that a narcissist wants to avoid at all costs. Like, if I can avoid it, then I don't have to admit the fact that I feel and that I beat up myself for being a piece of shit. But as a result, I continue to act like a piece of shit, and I continue to show that I'm a piece of shit to the people in my life. I would never say I was wrong, even when I knew I was wrong. Now, some people are like, wait, do the narcissists know that they're wrong? Yeah, they know that they're wrong. They're typically avoiding it, compartmentalizing it, disassociating from it. Because if they can do that, then they can live in the reality of being right. I didn't want to live in a reality where I was wrong. Like, if I lived in this reality that I was the wrong person, that I was the bad guy, my whole world would crumble. Because it was built up with these small sticks and these small frames trying to hold up the mask of, I'm a good guy. But it wasn't. Narcissists know that they do wrong, and they know that they are wrong. But being wrong unlocks shame. Unlocks the thing that the narcissist is the most prone to avoid, to run away from. Unlocks the thing that the narcissist is like, I can't be here. I can't deal with this. I can't feel this. I can't experience this piece of shame. I have to run away from it. And if that means you get hurt in the process, oh well. Doesn't matter. Because it's about me. You see, the narcissist doesn't care who he hurts in this whole process of understanding, is he wrong, is he right? He doesn't care. At the end of the day, he has to be right no matter what, even if he's 100% wrong. He looks at something, he's like, hey, that's a different, let's use this, okay? Like, hey, here's a red case for my AirPods, or my headphones. And he looks in this and he's like, that is purple. And you're like, no, that's not purple. And he's like, yeah, it's totally purple. At this point, he's already committed to it. So even if you get factual evidence, even if you take a picture of it and put a chroma key on it and be like, hey, look, it's identified as red. Even if you show on the website that when you purchase that, it's red. Even when you get everybody else to admit that it's red, he's already locked himself in. And so as a result, he can't be wrong. So how does he get out of it? He either sticks with it, just dies on the hill of, it's purple, so I'm just going to tell you it's purple. He either uses it as a way to kind of laugh it off. No, I was just testing you. I just want to see if you actually knew. And that way he's shifting it, that he didn't appear wrong, but it was something that he was playing with you. He has to be able to run away from it. Just avoid the conversation completely. Or sometimes it'll be just a complete flip. And it'll be gaslighting. I didn't say it was purple, it was red. You're crazy? Why would you think it's purple? This happens all the time. How many times did you have an argument with a toxic person where you walk away and you're completely confused? You're completely lost. Like, you've been walking around in circles and you're like, I don't even know what we talked about. And if I think about it long enough, my head hurts. I have a migraine and I can't even remember where the conversation started, because narcissists is adept at twisting words, at manipulating things, of taking you around in circles over and over and over again, just to be able to avoid being wrong. thing you have to understand is a narcissist will try to do anything and everything to be right, even if that means hurting you, even if that means lying to you, even if that means gaslighting you, even if that means telling stuff to your friends, to your family, all to be able to paint a story and a picture that he's the right person, you're the wrong person. Remember how I was talking about, like, the words would not come out of my mouth? I think the closest I ever got back then was I was less right. Like, I still had to have that version in my mind that I'm still a good guy. I wasn't wrong. I might have been less right. Because I had to do something to preserve that image in my mind. I had to do something to preserve that mask that I was putting out there. I couldn't be wrong. I couldn't be the bad guy. You see narcissists that will tell you this. I'm a good guy. But in reality, he's just trying to convince himself. He's trying to convince himself that the bad stuff that he's done to you, to other people, like, isn't that bad. It's just how he had to act to survive. It's just how he had to live to be this way. And so when you try to talk to a narcissist and try to explain, hey, you are wrong, and he's gaslighting you, he's raging out at you, he's trying to make you do anything else but just to drop the subject so he doesn't have to admit that he was wrong, you're going to see this. Narcissists know. This is why they fight so hard, because if they acknowledge that they're wrong, then they have to admit. Then the guilt, then the shame, then the accountability, then the blame, and everything starts to bubble up into these feelings that the toxic person doesn't want to feel. Some of the biggest conflicts in my marriage have been me having to confront feelings that I don't want to feel being emanated from my partner. Like, even in like the healing process of her healing and me healing and working to where we are now, of a committed, connected, loving relationship, there's still times where she'll be feeling something and I will feel it well up inside me, and I'm like, ooh, those are feelings I haven't felt in a while, and those are feelings I really don't want to feel right now. So I'd rather avoid them. But I know if I avoid them, I won't actually grow. If I avoid them, I won't actually heal. And this is the piece. A narcissist doesn't want to be wrong because there's this piece of honesty, truth, vulnerability that happens. And he's like, I don't want to be this way, because if I'm vulnerable, that's weakness. If I tell the truth, I'm dead. If I tell the truth, then she's going to leave me. All these stories and lies will go through his head, so he has to stick with what he believes of this is the truth, even if it's completely wrong, because somehow in the skewed up version of the brain, it's like, if I admit that I'm wrong, then something awful will happen. Does it make sense? No, I'm not asking you to understand it. Just trying to make awareness. It makes sense in my head because that's how I thought for so many years. A narcissist knows what he does is wrong, and he knows that what he does to you is wrong, which is why he doesn't do it to everyone, which is why he's selective about the people that he abuses. He's selective about who he hurts. He's selective about who sees what. He's selective about being manipulative and controlling behind closed doors, but then being supportive and loving, appearing on the outside to other people. He's not this toxic to his coworkers. He's not this toxic to his family. He's not as toxic to his last supply. Oh, no, wait, he was. He just lied to you about that as well. So you need to understand a narcissist doesn't want to get pinned in a corner of being wrong, because it activates guilt and shame. It activates how he's showing up. It activates his accountability piece that he doesn't want to deal with. So he'll continue to lie, to gaslight, to move away, because he knows that he's wrong, which is why he does it to you. He knows that he's wrong, which is why he hides and runs away from it. He knows that he's wrong, which is why he'll stick to a wrong answer, to a wrong belief for a long period of time, because he cannot come to the conclusion that he's actually a liar. Without any truth and honesty inside the relationship, honesty, vulnerability, consistent change, your relationship is dead on arrival. If the toxic guy in your life is not willing to be honest, not willing to be vulnerable, not about the past stuff, about current stuff now, it's just fake vulnerability that they throw out just to make you feel like you're just being vulnerable. If he's not willing to be honest and vulnerable and show this consistency in growth, in change, in development, in transformation, you have no relationship. Then you need to break free. If I can help you with this today, go to rawmotivations.com/breakthrough. Click the link on any of my bios, like, share, subscribe. Share this with someone else who might be struggling with this aspect of they can't tell their partner that he's wrong because he rages, because he blames, because he shames, because he gaslights, and they don't know what to do. I want to give you the tools to break free. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day.